So there was a very popular show back in the late 90s called X-Men. It was based off of some kind of comic. I don't think anybody's heard of it. I'm kidding. Tons of people have heard of it. Most people have at least heard of the X-Men. They might not fully understand all the, allegories to racism with this show itself and the importance of acceptance and inclusion. But there are people that just, lack that media analysis, I guess is the term. There have been more than one, I would say right-leaning at least, creators already talking about Disney making X-Men woke. And from what I can tell, it's based off of one specific character, which is a shapeshifter who is non-binary. And that's a problem to them for some reason. Personally, I agree with a post made by a Mighty Keef that goes as follows. Woke this and woke that. Let's talk about what X-Men really took from us. Get it? Cause the ass is not as... The dumpy is not as thumpy. Anyways, we're going over a video by Geeks and Gamers. Let's see what you got. I should turn up. Oh my god, I know, right? I actually really liked the X-Men. I'm pretty sure I saw at least most of the show, but I am actually really hyped that it's coming back. I'm going to be tuning in. Anyways, Geeks and Gamers, what you got?
What's up, Geeks and Gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we are talking about X-Men 97. Everybody is excited for X-Men 97 after seeing the trailer, after seeing the marketing, after seeing the nostalgia all over the place.
Yeah, that's one of the great things about X-Men is the hugely diverse cast. If you don't like one character, there was another character. There were so many characters that had so many unique traits that basically everybody had somebody they could see themselves as in a way that they could relate to. It was literally appealing to, everybody. More or less, anyways.
Everyone is loving it. Well, at least the uninitiated are loving it, because if you've been paying attention to Disney...
Wait, the uninitiated? This will be funny.
Marvel, Lucasfilm, Pixar, anything they've been doing for the last several years, well, you probably know that there's a lot of bait involved in order to pull you in so that they can then push their propaganda and their nonsense. Now, again...
Propaganda, I'm guessing he means that gay people or non-binary or trans people exist, and they're referencing that. Beast Boy was DC. We're actually talking about Marvel.
And I love X-Men.
Wait, unless you're talking about Beast. Because Beast was from the X-Men.
Animated series. I think it's probably the definitive animated series for superheroes. It's phenomenal. And I think it actually did more for X-Men than even the comics or anything. I mean, the animated series was amazing. And we got this trailer for X-Men 97. And look, there's a lot to like about this trailer for sure. I had some criticisms of it on Geeks and Gamers Daily, but overall, I think there's some pretty good stuff in here. Some of the animation bothered me, and some of the character models, like, not that they're bad, but like Rogue, I didn't think looked great. I just think...
Me too. But for one specific reason, I'm an ass lady.
There was something about like the background animations were pretty good, but the...
Personally, I don't think the animations themselves are too horrible, so to speak. Like, they are going back, or they're at least calling back to the traditional art style, like what the original X-Men was created under. It wasn't used with digital production. At least as far as I'm aware. I'm pretty sure it was still in the stage of traditional art where it was like physical physical frames of each of the different frames, and it took a lot of effort.
Character models didn't seem to line up with it at all times. That's just me, as someone that loved the animated series. Obviously,
yeah, it's really more of a nitpick. I would really appreciate if you got into an actual argument.
you have Storm, which, listen, as I said, I know she had the mohawk in the comics. That is not why Disney is going with the SJW haircut. It's just not. It's just not.
Guys, Disney is not designing this for this version of Storm off of the comics that looks identical with this haircut. They're basing her off of the SJW propaganda machine. Yeah, that's definitely the more reasonable take.
But again, you know, a lot of people looked at it and said, "Hey, man, I'm really looking forward to this."
Oh, that scene was actually fucking hype. The fact that they did that right here with Gambit and Wolverine.
Said, "Hey, man, I'm really looking."
That was sick. Charging up his claws, overpower them. I love it when they take the different powers and then just kind of merge them together and find different ways that they can interact to overcome obstacles. That was like, I don't remember how much they did it in the show. A lot of the original show is just nostalgia vibes for me, but I did at least get some kind of understanding. I don't remember every specific instance.
Looking forward to this. It looks great. Yada yada yada. Totally understood. Totally understood. But we got a little bit of an issue suddenly, because this is how it goes with Disney.
Can you point out the non-binary character? Some people might be able to. Wombo combos happen a lot. I know they definitely did in like games and stuff. What was it? Marvel Ultimate Alliance at the very least. Though that game line, they did a lot of crossover powers with different heroes. Storm, you think? Actually, no. The non-binary character is this person, and they're a shapeshifter. But that triggers this person, and they make a 5-minute video about it. Which triggers? I can't really hover over myself with the mouse very easily. Which triggers me to respond with a much longer video. Don't know who that is. This person is named Morph because they shapeshift for their power. And Geeks and Gamers is 369 nice 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
The moment that, you know, you see something you're maybe a little bit excited about.
Yeah, Mystique too. Mystique is all... Though I don't actually know which way Mystique identifies, she definitely leans into being feminine coded at default, so I kind of just jump to those. I wouldn't be surprised if people just jump to he, him with Morph if, like, this is his base form. When I had said shapeshifter, you had thought Mystique? Yeah. Like, when people think X-Men shapeshifter, the first one that comes to their mind is Mystique. But with X-Men 97, it looks like we're going to have a different shapeshifter joining the team of the main cast. And I'm also really glad that they're doing Bishop as well. I think he's a badass character.
Well, then we get this right here from X-Men Updates.
Oh no.
Morph's characterization in X-Men 97.
Fun fact, you can read it right here, partially off the side of his screen when it's not blocked by chat, but X-Men Updates is a fan account. They also happen to appear to be left-leaning, or at least progressive-leaning. They seem pretty pog. I think I gave them a follow.
This is a lighter take on the character, who is non-binary and has an interesting buddy relationship with Wolverine. The character's past with Mr. Sinister, the show's villain, could also come into play. And boom.
Boom? Is that a dunk? that characters can grow and become not as cunty. Like, for real, you could use this framing on Zuko, and as long as it didn't mention Zuko being non-binary, they wouldn't give a shit. It seems they only really give a shit that non-binary, and I guess lighter phrasing, so to speak. You want some Cyclop laser heated Wolverine claws? I'm willing to bet they're going to do that. That's kind of like a staple technique, so to speak, between Cyclops and Wolverine. Again, I just like seeing their different power combos.
Done. See you later. It's over.
Bye.
I retweeted
we won't
this.
Miss you.
Simply put, fuck this show. Again, it's Disney. What do you expect? We saw Bob Iger the other day. We saw the leaked call from Bob.
Man, I expect corporations to appeal to the biggest demographic that they can in order to maximize their profits. And, well, it just so seems that the majority of people are in favor of supporting trans identities, supporting non-binary identities, supporting gay marriage, all that fun stuff. It's been trending into better places lately. Like back in the 70s, they definitely wouldn't appeal to the alphabet mafia because there was far less support from back then. These days, there are far more people willing to be just like, yeah, I think they're okay. They deserve rights and they should be treated like such. And then just virtue signaling along those lines, yeah, it kind of does impact their profit margins, because that's what they do. They maximize their profit margins. They don't particularly care what they're actually saying. That's my opinion anyways regarding large corporations.
Bob Iger. Again, let me play that for you. The lead call from
Actually, please do. I have no idea what this Bob Iger call is.
Bob Iger the other day, where he puts it all into perspective right here. Bob Iger says it.
About this eloquently since he's become CEO. I'll say a couple of things about it. You know, we've tended to shy away from politics. And in doing so, I think we've shied away from...
Okay, real quick. The original X-Men, even the comics, were political. They just didn't really frame it in a very outspoken way about it. X-Men was always an allegory for racism. Am I wrong on that? No. You gotta come on stream to prove me wrong. Until then, you're wrong.
Talking about issues that aren't political at all, like the issues that we're talking about today. Because we believe in doing so, maybe it looked like...
Did I hear that right?
Away from talking about issues that aren't political at all, like the issues that we're talking about today. Because we believe in...
Okay, what I'm this might be my biases talking, but I kind of think like I don't think trans issues like trans healthcare should be political at all. They should just be healthcare issues. But there's just the right wing of the American Party, which has decided they want to make trans people the scapegoat of all their culture war stuff. And from what I've heard, it's been backfiring on them.
In doing so, maybe it looks like we're taking a stand. Well, in that reality, we should be taking a stand. By the way, I take responsibility for this. I was CEO for 15 years. And so I manage the company's public-facing processes and how we were portraying ourselves. And I think that we have to be less cautious, as Bob, I think, was just alluding to, about such things and not be concerned, like just commenting about what happened in Washington last week. That's not political on our part at all. We know that what we saw was fundamentally wrong and that it was rooted in hatred and disrespect and contempt.
Man, I have no idea what he's directly referring to here, which thing happened in Washington, my gut instinct is telling me, is he talking, or is making me think, is he talking about the Jan 6 stuff? Because that could be it.
And intolerance. And we should feel free as a company to comment about that without retribution.
That's Bob Iger. He also says, hey, we did Black Panther. How great are we?
A great example of that. Or Tiana, or of course, Black Panther is one of the great examples of that. I allowed those things to make me feel a bit complacent in a sense. It's not that I wanted to be that way, but I thought, wow, we did Black Panther. How great are we?
And that is Bob Iger's mentality. So
I'm really getting the vibe that Bob Iger was talking about that critically. Like, hey, I kind of did have this bias. I did have this bias when we did make that movie, and I am kind of recognizing that. It could be that way. I personally don't know. I don't know Bob Iger at all, really. All I really know is that one clip. And in that, I didn't take that as like a beating of his chest. Yeah, I'm totally anti-racist because I was the one that that greenlit Black Panther. What do you mean the comics about people discriminated because of what they are have racist subtext? No way. Yeah, I know. Wild, right?
So yeah, so again, for those that are excited about X-Men 97, don't let me rain on your parade.
Oh, don't worry, you're not.
Go for it. Be excited for it. Love it. Have at it. I've been through this way too many times with Disney and Hollywood and all of this. And there was some nostalgia bait in that trailer for sure. And I
is the problem here nostalgia bait? Because, dude, X-Men 97 is purely nostalgia bait. The entire fucking thing. And I've just seen the trailer for it. It is the entire show, the art direction, the character design, the plot are from 97. They're just continuing where it got canceled. So why is the nostalgia baiting what you're focusing on?
I don't have a problem with nostalgia as long as it's nostalgia for the right reasons and not meant to pull you in so that they can then push their nonsense. And
like being anti-racist, right? Man, I'm pretty sure I saw a tweet. I don't remember who tweeted it, but it was along the lines of, if X-Men 90, or if the original X-Men cartoon came out today, people would be calling it woke because Storm is a black woman with tons of like literal power. And well, we've done better about racism in our cultures. Not perfect, don't get me wrong. But it's not really the talking point they have these days. They don't really talk about race all that much. They're more focused on, interestingly enough, non-binary people, transgender topics. Curious, isn't it?
And that is what we're going to see with X-Men 97. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for checking out this video.
Bye. Yeah, I don't think it's that big of an issue to have a literal diverse cast of characters. Could there be an issue with having so many characters that you don't get the time to properly develop them? Well, yeah, that's a legit factor in like every single show and movie. You don't want to introduce too many characters and then not be able to properly flesh them out. Luckily, I'm pretty sure the original X-Men ran for so many seasons that every character did at least get one episode of fleshing them out. as well as probably having character growth throughout different arcs. Again, I am speaking off of memory, and I haven't watched the original show in, well, forever. That said, I'm genuinely looking forward to the new X-Men cartoon. I'm more than likely going to be keeping up with it. Thanks for watching. Like it if you like it, dislike if you didn't. Let me know in the comments why you think I'm wrong. Check out the community on Discord. And remember, if you can't be the sharpest tool in the shed, you can always be the hoe. Just want to take a quick second and thank all the beeps that help support this channel through the membership. So, thank you, Joestar, Maxi Kitty, and JM.